Why is it giving me audio? I don't know why we can't hear them. Is there like a mute thing in the screen? No, like I have it on. So we're muted, but I can't.
Okay, can you hear us now?
There we go.
There
Yes.
we go. Okay. We always have a problem with the audio. I don't know what the deal is, but it always causes a problem. So, okay, well, I'm glad everybody can hear us. Thank you for joining us tonight. We are going to be doing the miniature sunflower gourd here. Put a little leap around to the front so you can see. Just in case, we're just going to wait just to see if anybody else should join us. So if you haven't already gotten a couple things together, a water bowl, some paper towels, just like a plate that you can put some paint on. If you have baby wipes, they're wonderful for cleaning off your hands, but also if you make a mistake on the gourd, they do really well there. Other than that, so I think you should all be good. My name is Dori, and I am the retail manager at Meadowbrook Gourds. I've been here for 28 years. So through the years, I have actually played a part in a little bit of everywhere in the company. But that is where I am now, is in the retail store. And this is Amber.
Yes. Like Dori said, my name is Amber. I am actually what we call a gourd beautician. And so that is basically what we're going to be doing today is I put the gourds back together after they are done getting crafted and their paint's put on them. I put them back together and make them come to life. So yeah. And then I've also worked on the farm crew. I do that like here and there still. And I teach all the classes, most of the classes, I should say. Yeah.
So if you don't mind, you can mute your sound for you guys. If you do want to talk, you can either unmute yourself or put it in chat, and then I will keep looking at the chats over time. But the biggest thing is if you mind and you don't want people to see, that's fine. But if you can leave your camera on, it helps us gauge how fast or if we have to slow down or if we need to speed up. It's the only thing that we use that for. So it's entirely up to you, though. I know some people aren't comfortable, and we get it. That's fine. So Amber's going to go over everything that you should have gotten in your kit. And if you are missing anything, just put it, you can send me a thing in chat, or you can email me tomorrow and I will make sure that it gets out to you right away.
Okay, so first thing you should have is when you pull out all of your pieces, you should have your gourd that has the rubber band on it, and then you should have had like a little baggie with all the other pieces in it. I think your wood piece also came with outside of it, but that's okay. So you should have your gourd. You should also have your little wood cookie. You should have your leaf, which is also a gourd. It's cut out of a gourd. You should have the little wire.
For your leaf, it's like a little stem.
Yeah, that's what I was talking
Wire
about.
stem.
Yes, wire stem. You should have your little greenery that's going to go around the bottom here. This is going to be your glue container. And then these are going to be all of your paint colors. You should have 4. You should have a paintbrush and
2 Q-tips.
Yes, Q-tips. I think I got everything. So, and like Dory said in the beginning, if you are able to get a water bowl, plates, napkins, just because I know that's like a good, most of the stuff that we like to use, so it'd be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started as long as everybody's good to get going.
Okay.
Okay, so first thing I want us to do is take off this rubber band. All this rubber band is doing on there is to hold this center piece in. Go ahead and take that center piece out. Now, when you take that center piece out, you should look on the back and you should find a line. There should be a pencil line on the back. That is going to tell you that that is the bottom so that you know how to put this back into your gourd. But I want us to go ahead and start painting the center flower just because it is yellow and I want to start with the lightest color first. So we're going to go ahead and paint it. I would not worry about making a circle of the yellow so that you can put the brown on. Just paint the whole thing yellow and then we'll paint over it with the brown. It'll cover it right up. Okay. Now, if you don't want it to be as bright of a yellow and you want it to look a little bit more of like a dye, so you can see like the gourd coming through it, I would just water down the paint a little bit and that'll help make it look like a dye instead of paint. Like I said, you don't have to worry too much about getting too much of the paint on the center because we are going to paint over it with the dark brown, so you won't see it.
If you do happen to get like kind of pools of paint in the holes, you can actually just kind of take your paintbrush and go over them, or just take one of your Q-tips and you can just kind of go in and it'll kind of absorb that paint. Do we need to do the edges?
We do not.
Okay.
Nope. Good question.
For those of you, if this is your first time with me, I'm kind of the technical person too, which is kind of really scary. But I will be moving things around, or I'll be looking over to the side just to make sure that I don't miss anybody who wants to get in and can't, or yeah, I made mine really light.
Yeah, and that's okay.
And I like it. I think I'm just gonna leave it like that because I kind of like.
Yeah, you like the natural.
Yeah, I might change my mind, but
yeah. So I'm just going back in. So I did also a very light coat, and what I'm doing is I'm going back in and making little brush strokes on the petals to make them look a little bit more like petals, and I'll show you what I mean then.
And you're doing that full color, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
full color. Yes. No, don't water down your paint or anything, and I'm just making lines. And I'll, like I said, I will show you here what I mean. Just gives it a little bit more dimension, I should say.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see one there. So the bottom of my flower is just a plain dye. Stand up here. It's just a plain dye. And then the top of it is where I've kind of just did like the little leaves to go through.
Yep.
So, and I'm just putting it right in the yellow yellow paint, and just kind of going with the points of the flower.
Yes.
So, like
Yeah, it's very hard. It's
Yes.
very, very
it's-
hard. To
And this
see.
is a very wide table, so.
So, just very slight. And
I know Ashley, when she does hers, she actually will kind of even do like a little brown. When we get to the brown, you can even do like a little brown in with the yellow,
Yeah.
just to make those little petal distinctions.
yes.
I'm still working on my petals.
That's okay. Take your time. I'm sure others are working on theirs still too. Once we're done, once you guys are done painting your flower, we're gonna go to painting the actual gourd
Okay.
once you're ready.
Okay. I think that'll be good.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and go in and start painting with the orange. And I just set my centerpiece to the side because on the original that we have here too, there is some brown streaks in this orange.
Mhm.
So when we go and do the brown, I'd much rather just do all of it. So
That makes sense. And I do see some familiar faces, but there are some names that are new. Has everybody done a class with us before at some point in time? Just put a thumbs up if you have. Okay, well, good, okay. Do we need to do the stem?
that is up to you.
Okay.
Some people like to do the stem, some people don't. They like to let the natural gourd come through. I typically like to do the stem just because I'm not as careful of a painter. So I always get paint on the stem anyway. So I just like, and I think it looks a little bit more complete with the stem done. So that's just preference.
Okay.
You do not have to paint the bottom where the sanded part is, because that's going to get covered. But you do need to get on the inside cut.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to go the whole way down in the cut, just enough because when you go to glue your sunflower in, you're going to see just a little bit of that.
Okay. Well, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I did water down my paint just a little bit.
Yes, I did too. Sometimes I think it just makes it easier to go on and it dries super fast. So if we have to do another coat,
Yes.
it's easier that way. So since this is a bigger piece and we're going to be painting for a little bit, I will give you a quick update. I do this for all the classes that we do of what is going on the farm. So our gourds are planted and we are now done pollinating. We hand pollinate in July, but we are done. I'm assuming most of the moths have arrived, so now they're doing their part in pollinating. They pollinate much faster since it is their natural thing to do. We planted our sunflowers, and if you do not know, we have a sunflower festival at the end of September. It's the 23rd and the 24th. I know some of you are pretty far away, but we actually had a lady come in from Idaho just for our sunflower festival one year. She planned her entire vacation around it. But we planted about 40 acres of sunflowers. And we do 2 days, like I said, 23rd and 24th, 10 to 6. And we have about 40 arts and craft vendors. We have 6 food trucks coming. We have our big oop sale. And for those of you who don't know what an oop sale is, sometimes people call them seconds, we call them oops. They all have a slight flaw to them, although most people don't even know what it is. It's something we notice, but not a lot of other people do. And we do trolley rides. We have a pumpkin patch. We do stuff your own scarecrow. It's just a really fun weekend. So if you are nearby or within a couple hours, I would highly recommend coming. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else going on. That's like the next big thing. I've been working on it now for weeks. So I feel that's all I've been doing. And we're still really hot here in PA. I don't know where all of you are from, although I say that, and I know you guys in Florida, if you're anybody's in Florida or farther south, I'm sorry, I pity you guys. But it has been very hot and humid.
Yes.
We did get a lot of rain last night here at the farm, which is, it's nice. We need rain instead of irrigating, but we have a creek that runs right by our road. And when it rains a lot, sometimes that likes to flood. And I came around the corner today and it was high. It was high and muddy. It looked like chocolate milk. And I thought, oh my goodness, but we did good. No problems. So is everybody doing okay? Looks like everybody has orange pieces in their hands. So. This paint is really nice to work with too. It's like a latex paint. And so it's very similar to what you would paint your house with. And I just like the way it covers.
Me too.
What have you been working on back in production? I haven't been back there recently. Are you working on fall or are you into winter already?
So we're doing a mix.
Oh, okay.
So there's fall, like we're doing a lot of Halloween stuff, but we're also working on Christmas stuff too. So it's just a bunch of mix. I think today I was working on putting turkeys together.
Oh,
so
gosh.
But then I know one of my other coworkers were working on our Ichabods.
Oh.
So, and then we had another coworker working on snowmen.
So we're all over the place. We don't
yeah.
know what season it is here.
Yes. Yep. We just have them mixed. And that's okay. We'll be done with fall very soon, but we want to get our winter stocked up.
Yep. I don't know about you guys, but I just feel like this year is flying by.
Yes.
I mean, we're already mid-August. It's crazy. Kids are starting back to school next week here. So, and I know some places have already started. So
yeah. Absolutely crazy.
Amber's little girl just turned 2. She's so cute. I saw pictures from her birthday party.
Yes. Super, super cute.
Yeah, she is. She has an adorable personality and she's very animated.
Yes.
When she's talking to you, like her arms are flying and she's talking and her eyes are big.
Yep, she gets it honest.
What can you say?
Yep.
And it's from you, not your husband.
Yes. 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 She definitely gets some things from my husband, but I will say that the animated, like talking with your hands, all that. Yep, that's me.
Okay.
I pretty much did 2 coats on it.
Yeah, because till I was done with the
Yeah.
first coat where I had started,
It was dry.
it was dry. So
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys are covering, but I think
I think it looks
I
pretty
think
good.
2 coats is going to be plenty.
Yeah. I think I want to go do my leaf next.
Okay.
And then the last
Will be the
will
brown.
be the brown. Yeah, I think that'll be best.
Okay.
Then we can give our leaf time to dry. And again, if you want your leaf to look a little bit, this one is definitely more coated. This is like fully that color paint. But I think I'm gonna go for like a more dyed color.
Wash it out with water a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
And I know we didn't say this at the very beginning, but you know, if
yes.
you want to make these different colors, or if you
Mhm.
wanted to make this yellow and this part green, I mean, you guys can do that. This is your sunflower, so you can do, you know, basically anything you'd like to do, or if you have other colors at home, you're more than welcome. We just send the colors along that we use to do the sample.
Yes. And I am mixing some yellow with my green because I want it just a little bit lighter. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint.
I'm just looking to see if there's,
Yeah. Someone's starting.
yeah, Karen is, yeah.
Oh, great. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and start painting my leaf green.
Okay.
And like I said, you don't have to have it the orange completely covered because we will go back in and put some brown streaks on it. But if you don't want to do that, by all means, go ahead and make it pretty solid.
And I'm going to do the edges of my leaf too, not the back,
Yeah.
because you're not going to see the back too much, but I am going
Yeah.
to do the edges so that they're covered.
I would also go, honestly, I would water down your paint a good bit just because with the burn marks that are on the leaf, if you go too heavy of a coat with paint, it's going to cover them up. So I would just do a little lighter.
Yeah, and if you've already started putting the green on, you can go ahead and just put pure water on your brush and go over it, and it'll water it down for you.
Yeah, because I didn't like how much green I put on it. And I'm just going to do that.
Yeah. I don't know if your leaf, does your leaf, yeah, my leaf has like little veins through it. And I think it looks really cool because it reminds me of a leaf.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to check my email, make sure no one had any problems getting in.
Okay. If you're like painting your leaf and you would like it and you just covered it too much, what I will suggest for you to do as well is you could actually go through over those lines with like a Sharpie or like a thinner, just black paint with a thinner paintbrush. That'll also really make them pop.
I have been moving the store around from, I guess, kind of the all season coastal line stuff to fall. And it has put me in the fall mood until I walk outside and then it pop. But so I'm kind of excited about doing the sunflower because I think I'm going to put it out in my house.
Yes, I'm very, very, very excited. It's too soon for me, in my opinion, to do fall decorations, but very
Might be the only one.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I like a sunflower because you could actually leave it out all summer long.
Absolutely.
And then into the fall. And then, and some people leave it out year round anyway.
Yeah.
My sister loves sunflowers. Her house is decorated in sunflowers, so she leaves them out year round.
Yeah, you can whatever you want.
So okay, so we're done with green.
Yep, done with green. So the last color we need to do is that brown, and the brown is just for the centerpiece, the center of your sunflower, and then as well as like accents and stuff for all your other pieces.
Is everybody, are we going too fast? Are we going at a good speed for you guys? Good. Okay. Thank you. Okay, good.
Awesome. Perfect. Okay. So when I go to do the center of my little sunflower, I like, whenever I'm painting a sunflower, I like to make the center look a little fuzzy, if that makes sense. So in order for to do that,
Instead of a complete circle,
yes,
you know, like a perfect circle.
yes. So I'm gonna take my brown and I'm gonna just go ahead and put a base coat on the center just to get it covered. I'm gonna make a circle with my paintbrush, but I'm not gonna worry about making the line a perfect circle. I'm not gonna worry about that, but I am gonna put a base color on it. And then I have two ideas of how to get that to look like that with the supplies we have.
Okay. I did see, if you didn't paint your the yellow too much, I did see where they kind of have like a little pencil outline of the circle going around that you can kind of follow. Unless you went real heavy on the yellow, then you might have covered it up, but that's okay. You can still go around and do what you got to do.
Okay, so what I'm doing to make it look a little bit more fuzzy around the edges, so I'm taking one of my Q-tips and I'm dipping it into the paint and going around the edges to make them look a little bit fuzzy.
Can I see what you're doing? Okay, show them what it looks like. That looks really neat. If you can see it.
So you can see some of the edges are straight, and then the other ones that I put and I'm just dabbing just like this around the edges to make it look a little bit fuzzy around the edge.
Yeah, now I'm taking like the corner of my big brush. I'm just taking a corner and dipping that in the paint, and then I'm just kind of going like this across it to give that look too.
Yes.
This will be what takes the most time.
Yes, for sure.
Making the inside of your sunflower look fuzzy. And she's a lot faster than I am, so I'm more your speed, or people who haven't done it for a while.
Okay. So then when you get it to pretty much look how you want, I'm going to go back in and put some brown streaks in the petals. But what I might do is I might dull that brown down a little bit and put some yellow in it, just so it's not so dark, but you just make it look however you want. So I'm just going to add a little bit more detail to it, but you do not have to. Okay, so
You doing over there? She goes and does her own little thing. Then she tells you whether she likes it or not, and she'll tell you how to do it.
yes, yes. So I just went through and put some brown. Now it's a lot, I know, but I'm gonna go back through and put some yellow over top.
Now I gotta water mine down a little bit. Everybody's working hard.
Yes. And you can add whatever colors in that you want. You can make it look like one of those multicolored.
Oh yeah.
sunflowers.
Actually, you could even add some orange
Mhm.
to it if you wanted to, because we do have orange sunflowers now.
Yeah. So I kind of messed mine up a little bit, so I'm gonna make it look kind of multicolored.
Hey, that's okay. You can't mess them up,
Yeah.
because if you wanted to, you could just paint it all over again.
Yes. Yes. You can take a white and actually wipe most of it off.
Yep. Yeah, because I just took brown, watered it down, and made like some brown marks.
Mhm.
And then I'm going over with a full yellow over top of the brown, and they're kind of mixing together. So you can kind of see like the different little petals if you want to do that.
And if you get any of that, like when you're going through and doing like your petals and stuff, if you get any of that color on the actual brown, then you can go over it with brown again, just to cover it up.
I think I'm done.
It looks good.
Does that look okay?
Yeah.
Good. Actually, when you make the petals, sometimes you'll hit the brown a little bit, and that'll make it kind of feathery
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks nice. I like it.
Better than it
It's all different colors, but it looks nice. So,
All right, I'm just gonna go back really quick with the brown.
it's just really funny because a lot of people think that they can't do boards, or they can't paint them, or they
That
can't.
you need to have artistic skills.
And you don't. You
No.
just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
I'm just going back in because I touched mine with the.
Oh, you need
Just-
to touch it up a little bit.
Yep, just a little.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So
They're still working on them.
that's okay. The last thing that I do want to give you the option of doing is putting some streaks on the side of your gourd here,
Well,
like there is.
She got a little crazy right here. But if you look on the side here, you can kind of see like there's just like really light stripes going through.
Yeah. So my advice would be to not put a lot of paint on your paintbrush, but I would dip one side of the paintbrush with your orange and one side of the paintbrush with your brown if you're wanting to do the brown streaks.
Okay.
That'll just,
And start in the back.
yes.
That way, if you do mess up, you can wipe it off and it's in the back.
Yes. Yeah.
And also, if you have a paper towel, you can kind of wipe the brown a little bit on your paper towel too.
Yeah. I would definitely suggest doing that.
And if you start doing the stripes and you don't like them, then stop and you can just paint over top with the orange paint. You'll have plenty to do and another coat.
And you can really dull down your brown strokes as well with putting
Water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it makes it look just a little bit more rustic.
Almost like an antique.
Yeah.
Got a little much right there, so I'm gonna paint over that. And then I'll go back over. Many, many years ago, when we first started making snowmen, this would have been like maybe 1995 and 96. We would paint a gourd white, let it dry, and then we would take a rag and take like an antique over top of it. So we kind of put it on and then wipe it off at the same time, but it just made the white look very antique-y.
Huh.
It was like a two-step process.
I don't think I ever knew that.
Yep, that was a while ago. How old are you?
I was gonna say I wasn't even born.
You weren't even born then. Oh my goodness.
No.
Oh, she's a youngin.
Too young though.
No.
Okay. I think that looks good. Just gives it a little, you can't really tell, but it gives it just a little of dimension on there.
Mhm.
I like it.
Okay,
Okay, so then after that, that's everything.
that's all the painting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to add a little bit more orange in my sunflower.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my sunflower still. I did a little crazy. So
That's okay.
put our little thingy in. You need one of these?
Yeah. Just giving them just a little bit more time to.
Yeah, they're still putting their little streakies on. So the one thing too is for those of you who have done classes with us before, or even if you are new to this with us, let us know if there's any ideas or any techniques you'd like to learn, or if there's a project that you'd like that we haven't done, or we haven't maybe done it in a while. We're always looking for, I mean, we know like what we can do and stuff, but sometimes it's nice to broaden the horizon and see what other, if there's anything that you would like, please let us know. You can either email me or call me, and we are always open to suggestions.
See, everybody's still painting away.
Yep. It's hard sometimes to get those streaks exactly the way you like them.
Yeah. Yep. That's okay. The last steps are really easy.
You know what? I don't know if I'm going to put, you were saying about the green moss. I don't think I'm going to put the green moss on mine, because actually when I sit my gourd on top, there's nowhere to put the green moss. So unless I would decide to put it, like on the gourd itself.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see.
Yep.
Maybe I'll change my mind.
Okay, so the next step that I'm gonna do, or have us do. Pretty dry.
We need to do this.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put our leaf on. So all you do to put your leaf on, you'll need this little coil, and you'll need your leaf. You'll take the coil, put it through that hole on the top of the leaf. I would take like your Q-tip, the back of it, and bend it over the Q-tip and make like a cute curly Q. There we go. So just like that, like the tail of a pig.
There you go.
That way it just gives it like so it doesn't come through it.
The wire's pretty strong, I gotta tell you.
It is.
If you can't do it with your fingers,
Could you
can
show
also-
that up close again? You did it really quick. Can you show that, what it looks like, which side you put in, which side of the wire you put in first? Because there's one piece that's straight and then there's a coiled side.
Yes, you're gonna put the coil on the front.
Okay.
Okay, and then your little loop-de-loo will go in the back that will kind of hold that coil in place.
Yep. And then you'll just kind of, I like to pull my coil out a little bit, and then I just wrap it around the stem. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You just wrap it. You don't have to tie it, nothing. Just wrap it around.
And then I always like, because I do this in the store, I like to extend the coil
Yeah.
so that it looks like a pumpkin stem,
Yes.
even though it's on a sunflower. Yeah.
And you can have the stem, the leaf hanging over whichever side you want. It's your piece.
There we go. Oh, I scratched it up a little bit. Where's my dot? Oh, where's my paint? I scratched my gourd up a little bit, and my leaf hit the gourd, and I was moving it around. So I just have to touch up my orange a little bit. There we go.
So the next thing that we'll need is a Q-tip or glue, and then all of our other pieces, because that's the last thing we need to do is to glue everything together. And if you're not quite there yet, that is a-okay. Take your time. I will go ahead and just explain it. So if you just want to listen, this is a recorded video, so and you will get the recording. So if we do
Mhm.
go a little bit too fast for you and you need to like catch up or whatever, you can go back and look at that. But yeah. So all I do to glue these pieces together is I'm going to take my Q-tip and dip it into my glue. And then I'm going to run my Q-tip along the inside cutout of this gourd so you can see my glue there.
The whole way around?
I would do, you don't have to do the whole way around. I'm just doing a couple of them.
Okay.
I went glue happy a little bit there.
We were emphasizing the glue for you.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
We'll say it that way.
Yes, you just want enough, you want enough on there just to make sure that it holds. You don't have to do it the whole way across, the whole way around. And don't worry about being too messy with your glue just because this glue will actually dry clear.
Mhm.
When you go to, on a side note, when you go to glue in your centerpiece, remember in the beginning how I said there was a pencil line on the back of your sunflower center? You just want to flip that over, look to see where it's at, and that's going to tell you where the bottom of that centerpiece is going to go into your gourd. It just helps give you like a little bit of a line.
Otherwise, it's like a puzzle.
Yes. And
You
it is
just keep-
not fun.
No, and then you just put it around and around,
Yes.
hoping that it works out.
Yes. So you just glue it in, just like that.
It doesn't fit anymore. There we go. Okay. So you might see a little bit of glue. Don't worry about that. That will. One of the things that we do get asked quite a bit is if you need to put a finish on the gourd. So if you've done classes before, I know I'm going to repeat myself, but we have a cricket in the room with us. You do not, because we're working with latex paints, you really do not have to spray them. But if you do want to spray them with the colors that we used, you can just put a polyurethane on them or a polyacrylic, whichever one you have. And they come in different sheens, which I'm sure you know. There's like a satin, a semi-gloss, and a gloss. If you want it real glossy, put the gloss on. If you just kind of like a matte finish, just to seal the colors in, then just use a satin. But but you really would not have to do anything. I like to spray them just because I like that finishing look. It just looks completed then.
Yes.
But again, that's entirely up to you. Can I tell them one more thing?
Yeah.
One other thing is, because my leaf is just going around, I'm going to put a little bit of glue in the back here and then just put the stem or the coil down in that a little bit, and then it'll kind of hold that coil in place then.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that while I have my glue out. And then that way.
He came to say hi.
Yeah, well, he was very quiet up until now. Now he's like very loud. I don't know if you can hear him, but he is singing away.
Okay. So then we're going to glue our little wood biscuit on. So all I do is I turn this over and I'm just going to put a ring of glue around the sanded part on the bottom, and I would do the whole way around. You have plenty of glue that you can, I would just make sure that it's a decent amount on the bottom there.
I don't know if you can see that or not, but I kind of have it bumpy lumpy.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna, you need it to hold really well.
And then you'll just line it up. However you want.
You see what I did?
Oh,
Ow, ow. What I have wipies for.
okay. So then it looks just like that. And then if you want the greenery around the bottom, because I too don't have too much space, I'm still gonna show you and explain how we do that. So what you'll do is if you have enough space, you'll just take your glue and do exactly how we glue the base on. You're just gonna run it around the edges down here, and then you'll just stick your greenery on. I don't think I'm actually going to. I'm gonna do it on this because it doesn't have it around the back.
Yes, there you go.
So I can show you.
Is everybody else's pretty tight, or is that, do you guys have room on the bottom of yours? It looks like some of them are gonna, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so this is what I'm meaning. I just took my glue and put it, so this is what it's gonna look like once it's put on. But then my glue is just on the very bottom here. And then you'll just take your greenery out and you're just gonna stick it right down on that glue. So I'll lay this to the side here so you can see. I'm just simply gonna stuff it in the side there. Just like that. And again, this will dry clear, so you don't have to worry about getting it everywhere. And it'll look just like that. Super cute.
The paints, you can keep them. They will actually stay pretty long in these containers as long as you don't let them freeze. And the same with your glue. It's amazing how much they come in handy for little touch-ups here or there or whatever. So I
Yes.
like to keep them. Okay. Anybody have any questions about anything that we did tonight? You can unmute yourself and ask. Or any questions just about Meadowbrook in general? Yeah, Karen, we didn't have any room on ours either. So I don't know if they upped the gourd size a little bit or they downsized the bottom, but I think they look cool just the way they are. So she was saying about the room, hers didn't have any room either. So now there is a hole. Is that mine? Oh. There is a hole at the bottom that if you do have tea lights, this would just sit right over top of a tea light and the light would shine through the little center. It's not real bright, but when it's in a dark room, you do see it more. If it's bright like this, you're probably not going to see it as much. Okay, well, if nobody else has any questions, I will be putting this video out tomorrow. Probably not until the afternoon, but if you can take a look at it. If you have any questions in the meantime, shoot me an email or call me and I'll be happy to help walk through any parts that you missed. But otherwise, we just want to say thank you for joining us and we hope you all have a great evening. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys.